Recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume. Just want to state for the record, I certainly have no objection to defending Social Security and Medicare. As a matter of fact, for I think 6 Congresses in a row, I have introduced legislation. It was originally drawn up with my good friend John Delaney, former Democratic member, on doing just that, on trying to save Social Security. And what we proposed is what we did back in 1983 that actually worked, extended the life of Social Security for almost half a century, which would be to actually, let's do a commission, let's make a set of reasonable reforms. I would put revenue on the table, personally. I think that has to be part of it. It certainly was then. But again, my friends haven't been very serious about reforming Social Security, in my view. And to be fair, I don't think anybody has been. We've been trying to get people to look at this problem for a long time. I would invite my friend from New York or any of my Democratic colleagues to look at what we've proposed. Again, proposed originally with a Democratic co-sponsor, and think, because it's the only way we're going to get there. It's going to have to be a bipartisan sort of deal. That's what Ronald Reagan, Tip O'Neill, and Howard Baker did back in that time frame. We should do the same thing. So to say we're not interested in Medicare or Social Security is just simply wrong. And again, I'm the last guy probably to say it to, because I've consistently put a proposal to try and move forward in that regard. I will say this: in 1983, when they saved it, they were within 2 months of it going broke. We should learn a lesson. Not going broke, but having to make the cuts that you make to adjust your outflow to the revenue coming in. We've got 10 years. We ought to take care of that. Unfortunately, not enough people seem to be interested. That includes the President of the United States, who back in 1983 actually voted for that commission to be created and then voted to accept its recommendations. The current White House says it doesn't want to do any commissions, and it politicizes the issues. I see this on both sides of the aisle, Mr. Speaker, where people tell us they want to protect Social Security. Well, if you want to protect it, you're going to have to legislate on it, because it's steadily becoming less solvent over the years. Also, to my friend from New York's remark about the focus on military spending, I just would point out to the House the total budget in the NDAA that's proposed this year is actually the one the President recommended. And I personally think it's too low. I would have gone higher. I'd be the first to tell you that. But the number that the committee chose is the President's number. So for those of my friends that are critical of, quote unquote, how much is being spent, I would suggest you direct your concerns to the White House, because the Appropriations Committee took the President's recommended number. Again, if we think we're misfocused, your first argument is with the President of the United States, not with your colleagues on the other side of the aisle. With that, Mr. Speaker, I would reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman, reserve.